everybody. My name's Ian Stretch. I'm from Prince Edward Island, and I'm a storyteller, and I'd like to share with you one of my children's stories. It's called Marty the Mailbox. On a quiet country road on Prince Edward Island, something special was about to happen. In 1921, during a severe thunder and lightning storm, a huge maple tree had snapped and had to be cleaned up. While cutting up the tree for firewood, Tom, who owned the farm, noticed that where the break occurred in the wood, it was the exactly same shape as the front of the large barn on the Burdett farm. He told this to the two men that were helping him, but they couldn't see it. They just laughed, but Tom saw it and cut the piece and kept it separate from the rest. All that winter Tom worked on the piece of wood, carving it. In the spring he showed the rest of the family what he had made. They couldn't believe their eyes. A miniature barn, exactly like the one outside. And on the bottom of the miniature barn he had written, Marty the Mailbox. Marty went out at the end of the lane that year, becoming an important part of the Burdett farm. Everyone commented on him. How his two little glass windows in the front looked like his eyes, and the door for the mail looked like his mouth. Whenever anyone in the family went for the mail, they would always say, "Hello, Marty." Or when the children were walking to school, they would call out, "Hello, Marty." Some neighbors, when walking by, would say hello to Marty, and some would say that the expression on the face of the little barn would change. People just laughed and said it must be good or bad news in the newspaper. The fact is, Marty read everything that came into the mailbox. He figured it was his job to know everything that affected his family he looked after. One of the neighbors asked the mailman if the barn door on the little barn up the road was hard to open. The mailman said he didn't know because it was always open when he got there with the mail. The neighbor said that was funny because he had never seen it open. There was only one person that Marty didn't like. That was the snowplow driver. In a freak early storm in 1969, the plow had hit Marty, driving him right off his post. Marty spent the rest of that winter in the ditch, covered with 3 feet of snow. In the spring he was found, fixed up. With a new paint job, he was as good as new. But every winter after that he was taken in, and a bucket was put out in his place. Marty didn't like this at all. Imagine a bucket replacing him. Well, at least he would get all fixed up before he went back out in the spring. Marty read about computers and email, but he didn't really understand it all. One garbage pickup day, Marty noticed a large box. It was what he had been afraid of. The family had bought a computer. Things changed drastically that year for Marty. Hardly a letter came in the mailbox. Even the newspaper was put in a separate box. All Marty ever saw were the bills and the weekly sales and grocery flyers. Marty thought he would still be all right because at least he had the name of the family on the side of his barn. For 74 years, Marty had been at the end of the lane of the Burdett farm. But in 1995, the family sold the farm and moved to the city. Because you don't need a mailbox in the city, they had left Marty behind in the attic of the large barn. 1 year went by, then another, then another. Marty thought he would never go outside again or be useful to anyone ever again. Marty was very sad. On a stormy day in February 1999, the 2 children of the family that had bought the farm were bored. Samantha said, "Have you ever been in the attic of the big barn?" "No," said Cody, "never." "Let's go up and see what we can find," said Samantha. Cody didn't like the idea at first. He thought it would be dark and scary up there. But Samantha said she would go first since she was older. Away they went, into the big barn, up the stairs to the loft, and then up the old ladder to the attic. Marty could hear someone coming. It was very strange because no one ever came to the attic, especially not in the winter. He was so excited when he heard children talking and moving things around. All of a sudden, Cody pulled the canvas that was covering Marty. As soon as Cody seen Marty, he shouted, "Samantha, come and see what I have found. It's a miniature barn exactly like the one we are in." Cody said, "I'm taking this little barn down with us." "No," said Samantha. "Then Mom and Dad will know we're up here." "I don't care," said Cody. This little barn is special. I just know it is." Samantha found a piece of rope and Cody lowered Marty down to the loft and down the stairs. When they walked outside, Marty couldn't believe it. He was finally outside after so long in the attic. Marty was in pretty bad shape. After all, Marty was over 80 years old. His little windows were nearly all broken and the door for the mail was stuck shut and some of the little shingles were missing. Cody took Marty right to the beef part of the barn, where he knew his father would be working. Cody yelled, "Dad, come and see what I have found." His father yelled back, "I'm nearly done. Another 5 minutes or so and I'll be done." Cody's father thought that Cody must have found a litter of kittens that were up in the loft. When he finally walked over to Cody, he got the shock of his life. It wasn't the kittens he had been expecting. Cody lifted the little barn up for his father to see. His dad looked at Cody with a big smile and said, "I can't believe it." Dad looked over the little barn, then turned it over, and there it was. Marty the Mailbox, 1921. Teddy, that was Cody's father's name, said, "Go and tell your mother to get out that old picture we found in the parlor. I still can't believe it." Shauna, Cody's mother, didn't understand why Teddy had asked for the old picture, but she sure knew which one he meant. She and Cody went out to the barn. Sure enough, when they opened the photo album, there it was, a picture of the little barn with the 4 children, and the date on the back of the photo was June 1949. Marty was taken to the house and became a project for the whole family. And for the rest of the winter, whenever the family got a chance, they worked on Marty. And by the spring, he looked like new, with a new roof, new windows, shingles, and a nice red paint job. Marty never looked better. They all took turns painting their names on the side of Marty, so everybody would know who lived on the farm. On May 10th, Marty got a brand new post that was hammered into the ground at the end of the lane. The next day, the whole family went outside to see Marty being put up. Marty was so happy to be in use again, and when one of the children said hello to Marty, the little face in the front of the barn seemed to come alive. One of the old neighbors was going by, and when he saw the little barn, he pulled his truck over and said, "I don't believe it. It's Marty. I thought he was gone forever." Marty has been a part of this farm for as long as I can remember, and that's a long time. Wait till Bill the mailman sees Marty. His father Russell was the mailman for 40 years, and he always talked about Marty. You see, Marty is no normal mailbox. Cody asked, "What do you mean?" The old neighbor just laughed. As he gets back into his truck, he winds the window down and says, "Make sure the newspaper is delivered to Marty. He loves the newspaper." He starts to laugh again and drives away. 1 hour later, Cody noticed the mailman coming up the road. When Bill sees Marty, he starts to laugh. He has heard about Marty his entire life, and sure enough, when he gets right up to the little barn, the front door opens by itself. His father had told him about it, but he had never really believed it until today. Marty is back where he belongs, is an important part of the little farm. Thank you.